We are going to start with the makeup for dance. The first thing that we will do is we need a bare face, and then we are going to use a foundation. The foundation that we will use will be a little lighter than your skin tone, so that when you come under the light while dancing, it brightens up your face. You can use a sponge or a foundation brush, anything that you prefer. Make sure that you blend in all the creases. Now we are done with the foundation. We are not doing contouring at this point. We'll just use a powder to set the foundation. I'm just using a pressed powder. You can use any pressed powder or any setting powder to do this. Now we are going to do the eyes. To make sure that I have the lines all correct, I am going to use a little trick here. I'm going to use a sellotape, just a basic sellotape for my reference. Now we are going to do a little bit of color to the eye. I'm just putting a base shadow. You can put whatever color your dress is or costume is, anything. You see, it helps with the reference and it helps. Close your eyes. It's important for the person to close their eyes at the same time. And I'm not coloring the whole thing. I'm coloring most of the lid. I'm just leaving this space space here, because I'll be coloring it with some sparkles. Now the time for sparkles. On one eye I'll show you how to do silver sparkles. On the other eye I'll show you how to do golden sparkles. So I have a glitter glue which will act as the base to hold the sparkles, because this is a makeup glitter glue. And I'm just patting it over so that with the skin, so that we can have the glue sticking to the skin. And I'm using this unicorn kind of, which is not golden but silver and purple kind of effect. Gives silver and purple effect. For the golden one, I would first use a little bit of glitter glue. Where I would use, actually, I'll blend this glitter glue. I'll use a little bit of pigment to get the golden effect more prominent. And now I will use some golden glitters to finish the golden side of colors. Back here I will use the eyeshadow one more time, just to create a little bit extra blend. Now we'll start with the eyebrows first. Eyebrows are a little tricky. I'm using a gel color for the eyebrows. You can use any pencil or gel colors are better, but make sure that it's malleable enough to be used. Use your corner of the eye as your reference. And I normally use the natural eyebrows because it's a kid, so we use the natural eyebrows, natural shape of the eyebrows. I would then use the brush part actually to just make it, blend it with your natural eyebrow hairs. And just wing it out a little bit here. The reason I'm winging it out is because your eyeliner actually will go and blend there. Now it's time for the eyes. For eyes, I do use definitely a gel, because gel is, as I said, it's very malleable, but there's a lot of build-up involved. First, with the silver eye, we just line it up here. Make sure the eyes are closed properly, otherwise your brush strokes will not happen. And now this is the fun part where the sellotape comes to work, is that you just follow the sellotape line. We have now done the upper part of the eye. Now we'll go and do the lower part of the eye. Now we are going to do, with the wing has been created. Now the whole point is you can leave it like this and maybe blend a little bit of glitter and leave it. Else, in some other cases, we create the eye from the middle of the lid. Some dancers do require this technique, some dancers don't. So depending on what you're dancing, you would perform. When you're bringing in the stroke, just make sure that you just do a light stroke and blend it, and then the blending starts from here. It's all about the blending at this point. This is how your silver eye would be looking like. Now I would just fix the eyebrows a little bit here so that it's all more prominent. I would do the same thing for the second eye. Now we're doing the bottom part of the golden eye. This is the time where you uniform both the eyes. If you think that the bottom is a little bit, you need a little thicker bottom, you just adjust. Some dancers would need just this, but I'll go ahead and do the rest of the eye. You'll notice this, for me, this is a little thinner. So in order to fix it, I'll just use this. Don't yawn. You'll notice that this acts, the sellotape actually acts a reference so that it's not too off in each of the eyes. I need to fix the eyebrows accordingly. That's about the eyes. Now we're going to take off the sellotape. You'll notice the sellotape, with the sellotape use, one of the good things, like you get more straight lines rather than squiggly ones. But if you need to adjust or anything, you can always adjust. We're going to brush off any glitter, anything extra from the face. You can, at this point, you can use mascara. I don't have mascara at this point, so I'm not using anything. The sellotape might take out a little bit of your makeup, so you might want to adjust those areas. Now we're going to use the blusher. We're going to do a little bit of contouring with the blusher itself. Because this is a dance, so I'm using as red as possible. Next we're going to do the lips. For the lips, I'm using a lip brush, because a lip brush is easier to use. It gives you more control regarding the border. So I'm using just a basic red lipstick, as red as possible. Don't get scared by the cross, because that gives me a fantastic reference and control. We'll do a little bit of blush here and highlight. We'll continue to do a little bit of blush. And now the highlight. I have a little highlighter which I'm going to use it just to highlight the cheekbones. That gives you the sheen. Same thing, the highlight can be used in these areas. Make sure you don't eat them. That's pretty much. If you want, you can use highlighters here. Some here. Sometimes I do use some glitters, and I would just tap a little bit of glitter here, or I would tap a little bit of glitter here, because you're on stage and you want to look as glittery as possible without overpowering it. With that saying, we are towards the end of the tutorial. You put a little red bindi right here, and you're good to go. Thank you.